And there is a ward placed exactly where Against All Authority have just put theirs down in that bush. And we are going to see aAa initiate this fight. Kevin's in a little bit of trouble here. aAa is going to be in there and annoying, although we will see Kuji go down first of all. That's not the greatest thing for Against All Authorities. We see Candy Panda, rocket jumps in onto aAa's Ignite was put out there, but we see a very aggressive counter push once again. Candy Panda is going to go down. Kevin is there for the taking if they go around. Not quite just yet. Nif will go down. They can continue to push here. Rake was really completely low. Kevin is low as well. And Yellow Star will have to back away from that one. His health far from healthy as well. And we have a 3-0 there it was in the end. 3-1 in the end. You know, nice trade-off again from Against All Authority.
Yeah, it was very, very strong there. I mean, they came so close to losing some of those champions. Warwick got in the front. Warwick put it beautifully, actually. He jumped right away into the enemy team, took out pretty much all the burst damage. You can see that, you know, Candy Panda uses ultimate there, uses Ignite. They threw out so much damage on aAa, and it did not matter. He really should have not played quite so aggressively and been a little bit more defensive after he killed that Janna, because he would have picked up the kill on Ash. He would have defended those last few kills there as the battle winded down. He played that one slightly wrong, unfortunately, but you know, in the end, although they did lose a lot of champions, they lost that one, you know, 3-1. They did kill the Janna, who was wearing oracles, and I'll see if she's rebought one. Looks like she has not. So, although they lost another 600 gold worth of champion kills, they did kill that 400 gold oracles. That's going to help them with ward control. So that will keep Janna down a bit. Janna did not get any of the kill credits there, so she's still stuck with that Philosopher's Stone and not much gold. So she's going to be without oracles probably for some time, and she still has to spend money on wards. aAa going to go for the dragon kill, and Game knows about it. And because they have the ward just up there at the top of the map, and they are going to come and fight this. And this could be a really good positioning. They can block off the enemy team. They've got two of them stuck inside that wall. They could go for this push if they have all five. They can use the Inivi wall, block off the two melee, and just go and crush faces. They really, really, really need to go right now. I don't know. I really think they could have gone for that one. Walled off Nudu and been completely fine to fight them. And just jumped right away onto that Malzahar, but maybe, I guess Mimu had no ultimate. That was a kind of a big deal. Everyone else did have theirs, though. Leonak didn't have his ultimate either, so that would have been a decent trade. You know, no Absolute Zero, no Curse of the Sad Mummy. Slightly better to not have Nunu than to have, you know, no Mimu ultimate, but still, I think that would have been a decent fight for them, especially with Inivi having Golem.
Yeah, and that's the dangerous thing in that situation, fighting inside of the Dragon Pit, if you want to call it that. Especially when there's a Nivea on the other team, you get sealed off, and it's going to be hell for your teammates until that wall obviously finishes off. So we are seeing Game put a little bit of pressure down in this middle. aAa does now have the Sunfire Cape, and there's another nice wall in. Good defensive arrow actually coming out from Ash, and Against All Authority are going to initiate the fight onto this one. Game trying to work their way out. Xylo in a little bit of trouble, is going to be pushed down, is going to be killed. Candy Panda actually rocket jumps his way out of that situation, and Game are going to survive with 4. But Against All Authority, you know, they got those kills. Didn't lose so much health from it either, as the defensive walls continuing to come out from Kevin. Doing a good job of stopping Against All Authority, pushing anywhere more. And we see a ping from Against All Authority over by this top turret. Yeah, there's a massive minion stack up there. That could be really... I think this turret might go down, you know.
Actually, yeah, the minions up top are going to do a really good job. This is really, really, really good for Game. They really need these turret kills. They did get the one in mid. They lost a champion for it, but I think a turret kill is worth a champion death. They managed to kill a Mumu half a second before his ultimate came up. Even if he had gotten the cooldown for it, probably would have just been a wasted cooldown and not really gotten him a giant advantage. But Game all the way at bottom, but that's going to allow Baron for aAa. They have been clairvoyanced, but they don't care because they know Game is far away. The problem is most of aAa has not gotten into range yet. It's just a 3v Baron. It's going down, but I think Game can make it in time because Mumu and Inivi are close by. Is going to waste a couple of the cooldowns of the AAA players. Momo, though, with Golem doesn't care too much, but his health is kind of low, and he's going to have to actually have to recall because of that play, and I think that went okay for Game because they got some free minion kills. Now they're back in mid killing more minions, and AAA is still on the back foot right now because they took all that damage from trying Baron. They baited it out just properly. I don't think that was really the intention of like, hey, we're going to make you do it with 3 and get you low, but I think Games knew they were safe enough that they could run bottom, force a little bit of a play, and still get a little bit of damage off on that turret. You can see it down just to 290 health, so Game has 2 turrets that are just right there ready to be taken, and that's going to bring them right back into this game if they can get that. 750 gold apiece spread across the team. You get 2 of those and you're back up to about 2,800 gold, and that's not really a big disadvantage anymore.
We have Oracle's Elixir being bought by Nif on Tarek, so as soon as he drinks that, then obviously we'll be able to clear out any wards, which right now are really focused around that Baron area from Against All Authority. We saw them pushing there a little bit earlier on, but forced away again. Yeah, so right now I'm just going to finish off the top lane, get some nice farm up there.
Yeah, just not getting some nice gold. And the cool thing about how this game is shaping up so far is the carries for both teams are getting all the kills. Ooh, Ash, ooh, that almost hit Nif. He actually was safe. He didn't need to flash that, but he did anyway. That's going to be unfortunate. It's going to allow them a pretty easy kill on that Tarek. They are happy that Tarek has no flash now. But he has a nice amount of armor, 65. He's got that shadow ranked up a little bit, so he's not the weakest champion in the game, but he's certainly not super durable right now. So that's a little bit scary. Looks like they'll be okay for now. And yeah, this looks happy for everyone.
A lot of pings going on the top side of River, and Against All Authority are stacked up around there, but you know they're very, very worried about going for any kind of Baron push at this stage. And it looks like Games are actually going to go for a bit of a middle push.
This is why I like this actually, especially if they can make AAA push through the jungle to defend this instead of coming through the river. They have really great Anivia wall positioning, but instead no, they're gonna force AAA to sort of play by the Baron. This is good position for AAA. They want to fight in these more open areas. It's good for Nunu. It's good enough for Malzahar. It's good for Janna because you can push people in really odd locations, and it basically means that Anivia cannot block off full paths, and that's really what Anivia and Brand want to do, is force you into very small areas where you're sure that the Brand ultimate will hit. Additionally, Game does not want to fight in a lane. They do not want a chance for minions to pull basically the aggro from Pyroclasm. You do not want that Brand ult to hit anything but a champion, and that's the problem when you fight in lane, is you have that ability to basically lose out on your ultimate and have it bounce to minions. So right now, Kevin's going to do what he can to pick down this Golem, and doing a pretty good job of that. He's definitely going to want that Golem buff. He's doing a good job of it so far. It looks like Momo, has timed out, so he has about a minute until his Golem respawns. This is going to be a great time for Games to take a fight, is when they have Anivia with Golem and Momo without. Because Momo, only at 2/3 mana, can run out partway through this fight. His ult's going to cost a couple hundred, E costs 120. The other spells cost upwards of 100 location as well. So he only gets 2 to 3 rotations of spells before he runs dry, and that's going to be really nice for a game if they can win a longer, more drawn-out fight.
See Against All Authority there, just clearing out walls once again around that Baron area. Maybe we're going to see something of a push actually up on top. The Hawk shot coming out from Yellow Star. And yeah, he is up in this top lane. We are seeing pings there from Gamed, but I think if Against All Authority are quick, they could have been a lot quicker there. Obviously they didn't quite know where Gamed were going to be, but they are going to push in onto this turret, and they could have maybe taken that down if they were a little bit quicker in their execution of pushing onto that lane, because it was just Yellow Star just hammering away at those minions. The rest of them were just waiting in the wings to see what came around. Unfortunately for them, it wasn't anything, and they didn't really manage to get that as well. Linak will move in, and again, remove this Baron ward. So I guess this Oracle really has already paid off for Linak.
Yeah, and the good thing here for AAA is that the Nunu is actually building tanks, so he's the Oracle's carrier, and he's the one who's they don't want to kill most of anyone. He doesn't have a lot of incremental damage. He has the big channel on the ultimate. When that's done, you kind of want to start ignoring Nunu. You know, the blood boil is nice, but that has a long enough duration that if you kill Nunu, it doesn't really drop away. Ash will still have that for the next 10 seconds or so, depending on when they ended up casting it. So Ash going for the solo onto that lizard buff. Momo going to take the Golem for himself. That's really good for AAA. They really want that. They're going to pick that one up pretty much safely. And so it's now Game that's going to sit around and move towards the bottom jungle. This is actually pretty smart for them. They have not a lot of ward control. They have put a new one down at Baron, and they're going to go for Dragon. AAA knows this. The Hawkshot is out. This is going to be a pretty close contended fight. Looks like they're still going for the Dragon. They're going to maybe back. No, they're going to stay for it. I think they should. It's down to half health. As long as they can get a good Anivia wall, they're fine for this. No, here comes the Ash arrow that completely whiffs. So Xylor in the front. Here comes the team fight. The damage output is immense. They're going to jump onto Linak first, which is a bit of a mistake. Now Xylor in the front, going to flash backwards, and there's a kill on the Candy Panda. Looks like a Mumu going to drop down as well. A good ult from Nunu is going to drop down a couple of these champions. 2 kills for nothing. And Rake will put down some damage on Linak. Linak might survive though, and now Rake's been spotted and caught by Ash. Now Kevin in bad shape, going to get knocked up by that Janna, and he's kind of in an alone position right now. Takes an Ice Blast to the face, and Kevin's going to go down, making that a 4-0 trade. Soaz and Linak both extremely low, but staying alive. And those tanks running in front. And look at that. Malzahar's kind of low, but Janna, Ash, they've taken no damage at all.
Yeah.
And so they positioned their tanks perfectly. Linak and Soaz did a perfect job in that game. Took all the damage and got away with under a third health each of them. Linak extremely low, making it away. And that's just wonderful team fight positioning by AAA. I really think Game could have just walled right here. I mean, you look at this, and they have positioning right around here. The enemy team is around here. A wall could have lasted up to about this location, had a little small entrance right there. And, I mean, that Amumu, Taric, Tristana, I mean, all of them can push back through there and keep you from really jumping through. And if you could have walled here, ulted there, blocked the entrance, they could have pulled Dragon this way, so they had positioning the tanks in front, Tristana in the back, and just killed that and had that really nice wall of positioning right there where they had to run through. But looks like Baron is the attempt there. Amumu has gotten into range. Can they get the stun out in time? No, they will. Ooh, that was close. They almost picked it up. Candy Panda will have to flash back. Nif will go down. 2 kills for nothing. The Baron's already been picked up by aAA. And that was pretty much a freebie there. Yeah, I missed that one going on, but you know, I was talking about Anivia walls. Who cares about Baron kills? So anyway, aAA picking up 2 more kills and the Baron. They're certainly doing well here. Still, you know, 8,000 gold. I'm actually surprised they're not up more than that. That seems like a small percentage of advantage considering how much they're winning by. But certainly in the advantage now. If AAA wins this game, they'll move on to the top 4, and Games will go home, have to fight for 5th, 6th with the loser of Fnatic versus CLG, which is coming up immediately after this series. If AAA wins, stick around because they're going to go right into CLG versus Fnatic immediately after this game. If Game wins, stick around because they're fighting another game of Games versus AAA.
Either way, stick around, basically, is the message.
Either way, stick around, yes.
The entire day.
Stick around the entire day, yeah.
So we've seen against Authority starting to push up this middle area. We have a Banshee's Veil on Yellow Star. And obviously Games have respawned in here, so we're not going to see too much aggression possibly from against Authority. They still have you know, the bottom lane and the top lane that they can split off to very quickly from this position. And maybe Yellow Star will end up going alone. Actually, they're going to just go pushing straight through onto this middle turret, and obviously Yellow Star doing the main bulk of that damage, and they will pass through that one without too much of a problem. Only Linak taking a little bit of damage there, and they're possibly just going to continue. Yeah, Yellow Star already pumping out the damage onto this inner turret. There's not much that Game can do, to be honest.
Yeah, they're not quite landing the walls that they need. Every time they drop a wall, and it comes out here, and Nunu's on the back side, and he's safe. They've never yet pincered a guy on the other side of that wall in quite some time, actually, except for these 2v2 ganks that we saw earlier where they pick one up with the wall. They've not gotten any really isolations out, so that's really unfortunate there for Game. We took another push coming in, and oh, they are happy to push onto this turret. AAA doing a great job, and Warwick has jumped into that fight. He takes a stun, but again, it's the tanks in front, which means so little for these guys, and the damage output is huge. Looks like Rake will go down. Candy Panda extremely low as well. Malzahar getting a lot of damage, and he will in fact drop. Looks like Nif, one of the last few alive. He is the only one left here. AAA will pick him up completely easily. This is going to be a dead inhibitor, 5v0. Great fight from against All Authority. Looks like they might be moving on and be our 3rd team into the winner bracket semifinals. The inhibitor is down. They have only 1 minion, and they don't really care, in fact. Stowaz and Lina going to take all the damage from these turrets, and it's not a big deal. Moma actually running up towards the Nexus for no good reason. Everyone is flashing towards that. This is going to be definitely the Nexus down. AAA will move on in this relegation match and be the 3rd team in the winner bracket semifinals.
In my opinion, a very deserved victory there from against All Authority. We've seen them. I mentioned this in the European Championship that we don't really see many mistakes from against All Authority.